Hey guys. Okay, so you all know what this is. It's just a regular lighter that we can use to light a candle. But I've taken that same lighter, cut it apart to make this a super high power flamethrower. That we can set stuff on fire with. Now, the way to make one of these is, it's actually really simple. Follow my video on how to take apart a lighter, and then just turn up the butane knob, which, let me take this apart real quick. Okay, so here's what your lighter's gonna look like when you open it up. Now actually lay this out so you guys can see it. Take the camera off the tripod. Okay, so what's in here is, this is your gas tank, your triggers here, and there's a little white catch here. When you pull the trigger in, it opens this valve. And to turn this into a flamethrower, all you do is you take the little lever that you would use to adjust the gas flow here, and you just open the valve up more and more until it's completely open, as far as you can get it, and then set it on. Then just start setting stuff on fire. Put it back together. So put the housing back on it. Make sure that the trigger's in place. And then snap the whole thing down. Like so. I'll actually put this back up here so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I just took it apart, and I'm just gonna push the trigger back in. Kind of press it together, and then I'm going to take the black collar off. And the other thing I forgot to mention is you take the safety catch out. So the wheel on top, that comes out. So that way you're left with a shell with a gas chamber and the fuel. And you can set stuff on fire. Now, the ideal setup would be to actually have two flames. So you have one for ignition, and then you just pull the trigger. Now, if you guys want to experiment with a lighter, one thing that you can do is you can take the sparker out of them. And I'll actually show you guys how to do that over here at the workbench. Okay, so to get the sparker out of your lighter, and actually this is the same process that you follow to convert regular lighter into flame lighter, is take off the black collar. There's a screw here. I took it out for my purposes, but just unscrew that. Just kind of pull on the housing and it'll come apart. And first thing you're going to want to do is right behind the trigger, you just lift that out, kind of pull it, lift up the gas chamber, and then this little black thing right here is your igniter, and that just slides out. And then to get the wires off, take off the black neck of the lighter, I guess is what you'd call it, pull off the metal. You can set that aside, and there's a little plastic collar right here, and pull that off, and then this folds open, And inside is your gas line, your igniter wire, and then the other wire. So lift up the gas line, be real careful with it. Just kind of slide the housing away. And then just pull the wires loose from where they're attached. And here's your igniter. And just a quick note, don't touch the back or the wires when you ignite, when you try and fire it, because you actually will get shocked. Found that out the hard way. So, converting it back, right here there's this little black thing. Actually, while I have the gas chamber out, this is the best time to do this. Take the black lever, pull it forward a little bit till it starts slipping, and then just keep turning it and unscrewing the white cap right here. And then set it back in the middle where it was. Reinstall the gas chamber. Run the line back out. And actually, if you guys wanted to install this in a pen or something, you could probably do that really easily. Okay, so gas line is now run. We're going to reattach the trigger into the lighter. And it's going to be a little bit loose. And then you're going to set the gas line back into the black plastic section. And you have to make sure it lines up with the groove up here at the top. And just kind of slide in. Fold that shut. Put the little retaining nut on the top of it. Put that. And then it's a little stubborn. And this is the most crucial part, so make sure you get this right. And when you get it, the retaining nut should just slide right down over. And there's a little key. You guys can see that. There's a little keyed section right there. Let's see. And there's a little mark on here that snaps down to. Then take the black metal housing, slide that back over, make sure the holes line up. They're kind of snap down. Snap that in. Hold it there. Reinstall your trigger. Now you're back to something that looks more like a lighter. Put the housing back on. Make sure you line everything up. Kind of click together. And then put the retaining collar back on. Snap it down. And then my ignition source is a candle. And then just point and pull the trigger, and there you go. Now I have noticed that it does work better if you leave the igniter mounted into the lighter, because then you get a little springy action and you don't lose the gas when you pull the trigger. But it does make it easier to keep lit. And actually, if you guys want to put this in a pen, real easy. Take the collar off, break the housing down, like I showed you guys earlier. Same method. Break it down, pull the gas chamber out, and you can actually discard the housing. The only thing you need to hold on to is the trigger and the gas chamber and hose. Everything else you can discard. Oh, and you're going to want the igniter too. And then for the igniter install, just going to sit here. There's a little key on one side where the wires come out of. You're going to make sure that goes to the left side if you're looking at it from straight on. And the wires you can just clip or cut back. Then you're going to super glue the trigger into position. And then now I just have the butane hose that I can point wherever I want it to go and light things on fire, which makes this really cool. And if this works, I should be able to get a little flame off this. See? And if you hold it for just a little bit, you get a little flame, and then you can pull the trigger. Kind of satisfying. So that's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll come back and I'll check back with you guys probably in the next couple of days with a pen flamethrower. So thanks for watching.